I'm Charlotte, the head piercer at Blue Banana Plymouth, and welcome to my studio. Part of my job being a piercer is not just piercing people, it's looking after them, making sure the room is clean and hygienic, as well as obviously giving people wonderful piercings and teaching them all about body modification. People start with very simple piercings, even from a young age. Standard piercings involve the ears and the nose and the belly button. And there are more complicated piercings than that. You can go into having your genitals done, having skin piercings, and even microdermals and skin divers. There are lots of complications to piercings as well as lots of benefits. Obviously, you're making a hole into your body and therefore you're opening a wound, and there is a chance that you can get an infection. Infections can be easily sorted out and cleaned if you are looking after your piercings properly. To look after a piercing, you have to wash it morning and evening with rock or sea salt. Completely natural, the best way to look after a piercing. It depends on the person and how long they've had the piercing, on how well it needs to be cleaned. Some people have to continuously clean their piercings throughout their life. Some people are very fortunate and don't have to, and just have to listen to the piercer at the start. Jewellery for piercings come in many shapes and sizes. Right here we have a BCR. These are ball closure rings. They obviously use the ball to close them. They are often used for ears and piercings such as that, and some genitals. This is a staple bar. Staple bars are used for surface piercings such as wrists, cleavage and hips. This is a barbell. They're often used for nipple piercings and tongue piercings. This is a Labret bar. Labret bars are used for labret piercings, lip piercings, ear piercings and other piercings that need a flat back. This is a horseshoe. People often choose these out of their personal preference. These are most commonly seen in septums and ears. Our jewellery here is all hypoallergenic, it's all titanium, and they are very well treated and high standard for hygiene. Here at Blue Banana we use two simple pieces of sterilising equipment. Right here is our ultrasonic. This emits ultrasonic waves to go through the metal and give it a primary cleaning. As you can see in here we have our ultrasonic water, which is special for this piece of equipment, and we've got our pieces of jewellery in here, and all we simply do is turn that and it hits the wave. This is our steriliser. In here is a chamber that fills with steam. It has all our clamps and we put our jewellery in here before we pierce anyone with it. This is a rim-to-rim piercing. It's also known as a scaffolding. It's comprised of piercing one end of the helix to the other. This is a rook piercing. It is literally a piercing that goes from the top of the rook to the bottom. These are just standard lobe to rim earrings. They are as easy as having this pierced. This is a tragus, and it is just pierced from the front to the back. This is a gill piercing. It is comprised of making a skin piercing along the side of a tragus. This is a stretched ear. This is now at a 12. It will be going up to a 14 in a minute. This is basically how it would look without the jewellery in. I'm now going to stretch her ear up to a 14. This is the taper that we will use to do it. To start off with, I'm going to lube the taper. This will make it easier to slip through the ear. Now this is going to be slightly different doing it in the studio to you doing it at home. I'm going to go for it in one continuous stretch. So you place the thin end of the taper into the ear and you push it along until you're in the thicker part of the taper. Now you place the O-rings on front and back to prevent the taper from falling out. And then we have a stretched ear. As you can see, stretching is perfectly straightforward if it's done properly and either by a professional or someone who knows what they're doing. There are many risks to having your ears stretched. Most of them include infection and blowout. A blowout is where the inside of the ear collapses through a tear in the hole itself. Of causing what appears like a hernia. This can be easily sorted by going down a couple of gauges and looking after your ears again with rock or sea salt. Blue Banana have many specialists who know all about body modification and piercing. Just don't be afraid to come in and ask us for some advice.